and then hope. It's like the way to waste the least time, I think. Wait, no. Oh my god. Can't believe I got away with that. I think he's on right. He is on right. Let me have this, please. Alright, need to make the most of this. Don't f it up. Okay. That's good. No. that it? I think that's it. Yes! Woo! Oh, that's the first solo raid thing I've ever done. So for the build, Arc Hunter with Gathering Storm, Gambler's Dodge, Triple Jump, Combination Blow, Flux Grenade. I didn't actually use Flux Grenade in the end, but I had it on just in case I was having trouble hitting the crit spots on the Tormentor that I have to beam down with weapons, just to have a little bit of extra single target damage. Flow State, Lethal Current, Resistance, Shock, Instinct, and Feedback. Start the encounter on Vergless Curve, because you don't have that much time on the first phase, because you don't have a Tormentor time extend for it, because you need to save that to add on to the time on the second phase. So I figured out that with this, you could actually kill the Scions in the bubbles at range. You just get one kill, and then your next hip-fired shot spawns stasis crystals. And as long as it's near enough to the Scion, and then you break the crystal, that damage will actually go through the bubble, kill the Scion. And then after that first chain's complete, I just switched to Osteo, because it was just much more consistent for the rest of the fight, because you didn't need the ranged Scion killing for the other phases. Started off on Frozen Orbit, just to have a sniper to break the crit spots at range. And obviously Eager Edge, other half, with Repulsor Brace as well, because with Volatile Flow, if I end up doing a bit of ad clear with Sword, and I've picked up an Orb recently, then it just makes it a bit more consistent and gives me an overshield. After breaking the crit spots on the second Tormentor, so in between phase 2 and 3, I swapped to First In Last Out, just because I kept getting flinched when I was trying to beam it down with a sniper. Mileage may vary on that. If you're trying to do this, you might just want to stick on the sniper. But I found that the slug was pretty consistent if they pushed up close to me, to be able to just beam him in the chest and get him down. And then in terms of armor and mods, I was on Stompies just because it really helped with consistently jumping up to the higher levels. 2 release recovers, the raid mod, that's really good. So when you lose Field of Light, you begin recovering health. It gives you a big stack of cure as well as restoration ×2, I think. So that's why you can just ignore the ads mostly while you're doing the chain, because as soon as you connect one, then you're just back to full health. I was running double hands-ons with heavy-handed, because originally my plan was to try and get my super back for every Tormentor. So just lots of ad clear with Combination Blow, Gambler's Dodge, you know, all that kind of stuff. In the end, it wasn't consistent enough, and I didn't have enough time to get it back for every Tormentor, but it still helped get back a big chunk of super damage so that I had it for the last one. Because the last one's the longest chain, you really want to make sure you have your super to beam down the Tormentor so you're not wasting time when you should be doing the chain. Resist mods, obviously. I also had Void Siphon just so I make some orbs on Sword multi-kills. Firepower, just in case, because there's diminishing returns on these, so I just thought 2 heavy-handeds would be fine, and a Firepower just in case I wanted to throw my grenade into some ads. Double Arc Surge, just so that when I swapped onto the Slug, if I had Armor Charge, then I'd be able to burn down the second Tormentor a bit quicker. Reaper, Font of Restoration, and Recuperation as well, just so I get extra healing every time I pick up an orb. The thing to bear in mind with this is you have to kill the Scions before you finish the chain. So especially on that first phase, you can't finish the chain and then quickly kill the last Scion. It won't spawn the Tormentor. And you need that Tormentor to add the time to the next phase. And the Tormentor has to die after the timer has started for the next phase, so it adds on top. Otherwise, if you kill the Tormentor first, then the next phase starts and that timer just overrides the Tormentor timer. So you only end up with about 30 seconds, but you really need about a minute on second, third, and fourth phase to be able to do everything. When you get to the fourth phase, you can just ignore the Scions, because you don't need a Tormentor, you don't need a time extend. As long as you have broken the crit spots on the third Tormentor quick enough, and then just have your super ready to stick to it when you see it, that should be enough, and then you can just focus entirely on the chain when it comes to that fourth phase.